It's just history. It's facts-based history. It's not indoctrination. I don't know any other way to say it.
This AP African American Studies class in Norfolk, Virginia includes lessons that are not permitted in all 50 states. And this class almost didn't happen here. Today, the students have been asked to define freedom.
You are allowed to act without having the feeling of oppression.
Like you're an autonomous individual and you can make your own decisions and your own choices.
In terms of liberals and conservatives, there's no way for the two sides to fully agree on something as, not that freedom is controversial, but something as like subjective as freedom.
Being able to gather, own your own property and bear arms and defend yourselves and things of that nature, because I know those were things that people weren't allowed to do, or at least my people weren't allowed to do.
So I don't know if there's any like real way like that I can think of for.
That's not making me feel really good.
I mean, two sides
I'm not getting a great feeling from that.
Ed Allison has been teaching African American Studies long before the College Board began to offer the official AP class in 2022, and before it became a national controversy. In 2022, Virginia's governor signed an executive order banning public school teachers from directing or otherwise compelling students to personally affirm, adopt, or adhere to inherently divisive concepts. Last year, he put this course under review before it officially got the okay. Additionally, Florida has blocked AP African American Studies, saying it violates state law and lacks educational value. And Arkansas won't allow credit for AP African American Studies courses taken in that state. Since January 2021, 18 states have implemented legislation or other restrictions that limit how teachers can discuss racism.
Put yourself in Jefferson Davis' place.
Their idea of freedom is taking freedom away from other people so they can benefit. I went into the classroom knowing that there was some controversy, but I think of myself a very open-minded person, and I knew it wasn't going to be like indoctrinating us, and it's like, this is it, this is it. It's Black history that we've never really been taught.
The curriculum released by the College Board for the 2024-2025 school year is broken into 4 units, starting with African kingdoms to the justice movements of today. It's currently being piloted in 700 schools, including this one.
I wanted to take AP African American Studies because I knew that Black history didn't start with slavery. I feel like these divisive topics shouldn't be banned because even if you feel a certain way about something, I was taught growing up that feelings are finite and they come and go as they please.
So this lesson is going to be revolving around our field trip tomorrow.
Less than 30 minutes away from the school is an important historical landmark. Fort Monroe is where the first confirmed enslaved Africans arrived in the English colonies. It's also where, during the Civil War, enslaved people sought refuge in pursuit of freedom.
Usually it's whose point of view that is writing a lot of the things, especially during this time period. English colonizers are the victors.
Some things that really hit hard when I was taking this class, like why would people see me as less human just because the color of my skin? And like when I would like read like the gruesome stuff that happened to those people, it was just really like eye-opening.
I feel like even myself and the people that I grew up with haven't really dealt with the repercussions of slavery and Jim Crow and segregation and just everything that's happened to Black people in this country.
How many of you guys have been up to Capitol Hill? Okay, seen the White House. Who do you think was the major labor source for all of those constructions? Enslaved labor.
History, it's not all good. People aren't always great. So there's going to be bad things in history, but I don't think learning about it necessarily makes you like feel guilty or you're like, oh my God, that was so bad, let's treat people differently.
A part of what we do the first week is talk about, hey, this is tough history. You're going to be hearing some things and learning some things in here that may get you emotional. So why is freedom viewed differently, Justice? I'll come back to you. Why is it different for certain people?
Because for Black people in America, it hasn't been that way.
I think history is a part of being emotional. I think history is a part of taking the scab off. But if you don't take the scab off, you're not, and put the ointment on to make it heal, to move forward. So, and what is the alternative to not teaching?
Is history stagnant? Does it stay the same? No. The more we know, the more we rewrite. However, does that mean we erase things?
No.
Correct. Very good.
One of the things that's so powerful for me is to actually see the kids unscripted, thinking at a higher level more so than most adults, and getting it.
Does it make you feel
emotional? Yeah.
Why?
Because we've been through this before and we're going through it again.
In the past, slaves weren't allowed to read, right?
There's been some progress, but there's still a little bit of censorship.
Okay. And excuse me. And it's just pretty ridiculous. Just stop it. It's history.
A lot of people don't know what happened, so it's like, if you don't know what happened, then how are you going to prevent it in the future?
It's not a problem with wanting, the right to your own autonomy, but there's a point when if your freedoms require the subjugation and oppression of other people, then is it really, free?